Welcome to Rebel and Lexi Reacts. This is part 2 of our scary things caught on camera. We were recording sort of late yesterday, and I work pretty early in the morning. So here is our continuation of yesterday's video, scary things caught on video, and let's see what we can find.
This stick's getting pretty damn sure. Right?
Oh fuck, the smoke is in my face.
Well, you've been sharpening it for like 2 hours.
What was that?
Dog.
Okay.
A dog?
Yeah, I gotta take pictures.
Yeah, well, that dog
Whether it's real or fake, it's still very creepy
didn't
and
look
authentic
like
looking.
that.
Many people, however, think it's just a friend of theirs crawling around.
Naked?
But imagine being out
Yeah.
camping and seeing this in the middle of the woods.
Naked. I don't
The
think they
guys
saw
didn't seem
it.
to notice the creature at all. They only heard the strange sound.
So the
Let's take
question
another
is,
look
said it
at
was
the
like a
video
dog.
enhanced.
I thought it was a dog.
Okay, now. But if you're out in the woods, I would want to know why there's a
look
dog
at-
out in the woods.
No.
It's one of the creepiest creature sightings I've been able to find as of recent.
It's pretty nice.
That's very pretty.
Wow, it echoes.
Cleanse and bless the place 4 times over.
At least 3.
At least 3.
It's Philadelphia.
We do it 33 times.
Hello?
What about 7 times?
Is there somebody here?
It's really pretty inside.
It's very pretty in there.
I'm not here to bother or rob anything. I was just here exploring. I thought it was a band.
What happened?
Some shadow.
I thought he was the one shouting.
Oh, God, turn away. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Hey,
Dude, don't have a heart attack.
I think he about had a heart attack when we let her scream
I
at
thought
him.
he was shouting.
No, that thing yelled at him.
Oh, there's somebody in the freaking house. I just saw lights in there.
He said somebody was in the house with the thing.
Oh, my God, guys, I'm back. I think I'm safe.
Calm down,
Oh, my
man.
God, I'm back to where I was parked at. Oh, my God.
Calm
Back.
down.
Nobody's following me.
Oh, I see something walking right there. Okay, there it comes. There it comes. It's like a cloak or a dress. It's a
like
woman. It's like a woman.
cloaked woman.
Oh, did you see that thing fly by? Mm-hmm. It was an orb that flew by. Definitely, there's a spirit there.
Definitely
Even
caught
if
in a
it were to be a
cycle.
hoax, it's still a genuinely creepy piece of footage. It depicts what I think is a classic type of ghost, a woman dressed in white. But due to the blurriness of the video, I could be mistaken as to the appearance of the figure.
No, it did look
Maybe
like
a
other people
cloaked
perceive
woman.
it as looking like a different type of ghost. In the description of the upload, Analog Heaven says that the clip was sent to them by email from a viewer that says at night he's been hearing the piano downstairs playing all by itself, despite the fact that he lives alone. Eventually, he grew quite suspicious of this and decided one night that he would set up a video camera near the piano just to see it caught on camera. Some things you have to see or hear to believe, and sure enough, take a look at what happens in the footage.
saw the orb.
Shockingly, the piano lid opens up seemingly all by itself, followed by melody being played, although clearly nobody is sitting in front of it. If you look closely though, you can sort of see what looks like some sort of translucent entity walking over to the piano before it starts playing. So is this actually some sort of ghost who simply wants to play the piano and nothing more? If that is the
And then when
case,
the
then at
translation
least
figure
this
disappeared,
homeowner
then
can
the orb
relax
saw the
knowing
orb,
that he
yeah.
won't get harmed in the house. Probably.
So I'm just going to stop this right here for a minute and just say that we are actually trying to find ghosts or apparitions or shadow figures.
Anything supernatural.
Anything more supernatural. There's a lot of videos out there that are things caught on camera that are scary, you know, car accidents, side swipes, people in the road trying to maybe stop your car or something. So this is actually what we're looking for since we are in the Halloween season. So I just wanted to throw that out there as well.
This.
Estamos aquí en la casa de mi bisabuela. Se fue la
Oh, yes, Sonic.
luz. Esta es la casita. Porque y el baño está allá. El baño, mi hermano quiere hacer pipí, pero el baño está allá. Y mi abuela nos dijo que cuidáramos.
Shadow figure.
Mi abuelo nos dijo que cuidáramos. ¿Estás aquí? Preséntate con nosotros.
Three.
Three of them. Oh, that's a shadow.
¿Estás aquí?
Kid, that's a
Preséntate con
shadow
nosotros.
person. You need to run.
Somos tus nietos.
Oh my God. Most definitely a shadow person. And I don't know if the kid was doing it. There were 3 knocks.
That was 3.
And I don't know if he was doing it or a sibling was doing it or if the shadow person was doing it. But 3 is just a sort of kind of a thumb at the Trinity. So if there's ever 3 knocks, it is not a good thing.
And you do not even look outside or open the door. You just
Well,
don't look.
obviously he didn't hear the knocks first until he got outside. So I'm not sure if that's actually knocking. I mean, it could have been a door sort of kind of doing a creak and that kind of a thing. Definitely a shadow person. Definitely.
Yeah, the thing makes me really uncomfortable.
Definitely real.
Although it can only be seen very briefly,
They make
if
me
you
feel
slow
very
down the
uncomfortable.
footage, you can make out what appears to be a mysterious shadow-like figure lurking around Peter's home.
Oh, violent.
After spotting the creature, he quickly runs as fast as he can to safety while he cries out in sheer terror,
It jumped
lending
out.
even more credibility to the footage. Whatever this strange entity is, remains a mystery to this day. But one thing's for sure, this is definitely something you wouldn't want to notice lurking near your
Shadow
house
person.
to date. In the video, the uploader is exploring an abandoned building in an unknown location that is allegedly haunted. But feeling up to the challenge and not being able to resist the temptation, the YouTuber makes the decision to go inside anyway. The building in question is very dark and has absolutely seen better days, but for a long while, nothing of real interest happens. However, that all changes when the uploader walks around a corner and spots something that nearly paralyzes him with shock. Take a look.
Por aí mesmo? Meu Deus do céu! Eita! Nossa senhora, você viu, cara? Você é doido, cara! Entendeu? Você é doido,
Get out
piá!
of the way.
It's a
He
big
is
looking
lucky enough to
man.
be able to run away from the figure and get a sense of safety for a while, but that doesn't last too long,
Shadow
as I'm
figure.
sure you can expect. Although nothing physically appears later, this was surely enough to freak the uploader out. Have a listen.
É alguém, cara?
Then, a few minutes later, a series of even more bizarre and unsettling sounds can be heard coming from off in the
That was a
distance,
voice.
terrifying the YouTuber, eventually causing him to leave the building and call off the exploration.
Você vê que é um negócio frequentado, né?
Não,
Por
eles speak in
usuários
Brazilian
de
or
droga.
I think it's a form of Spanish. I believe.
Nossa, tia, fez barulho aqui, meu. Você é doido, cara.
Sounds like footsteps.
Escutou? Oi, cara! Você é doido, meu. Oi, piá! Pô, alguém jogando pedra aí, meu.
What could these strange sounds possibly be coming from? Is it some sort of demon? a paranormal
Did you
entity.
hear anything?
Maybe it's coming from the strange shadow figure that the
That was
uploader
crazy.
saw early
That's a
on
shadow
in the
person, and
exploration.
you should not stay.
Either way, it's definitely a highly chilling piece of footage and a reminder to be cautious whenever entering any abandoned or allegedly haunted building depths. This is what he managed to capture.
I don't know if that's wind or if it's the pressure or something that's hurting my ear.
Oh, that's some kind of, not a house, but cover for something. Woohoo!
Sir, I think you need to run.
Although the sound definitely scared the daylights out of the uploader, he nevertheless continued his hiking expedition, which turned out to be a very bad idea. A few minutes later, while walking near a large clearing of trees, the uploader's otherwise calm and easygoing day takes a turn for the worse. Have a look.
Well, you're in the woods by yourself.
Look,
What do
all
you
those
expect?
trees are down.
Yeah,
Like a storm or something's coming through.
that or something is purposely knocking them down. Oh God!
Okay,
Look at that giant thing.
oh wow, look at that.
Go back.
Gratefully, the uploader was able to run away
Okay,
from the
people,
woods
I'm
without
going to
getting
go
harmed.
backwards.
Wait.
But it still
Right
begs
here,
the
right here,
question,
right here.
what kind
I'm
of
trying to
strange
move the
creature
mouse,
did he
it's
see
not
that
moving.
day? Although
Okay, that is cloaked. Is that what you see? It's cloaked. There would be the hood. If there was a face, it would be hidden in there somewhere. That is a cloak, and that was a really weird sound
It's
too.
huge too.
It really, really is. So I'm assuming those stick things were like their shelter. If they really need it. That's bizarre. That's
That's not
amazing.
even a human or animal sound.
No, it's definitely.
Almost sounds like
definitely eerie.
the thing that was at our other house. Demonic.
the footage is quite blurry, and it can be hard to make the
Yeah,
figure
that's a
out.
cloaked
It looks to
figure.
be quite massive in size,
Yes.
and has a large, looming presence to it.
That
What
is
do you think this
insane.
creature is?
While
Don't-
asking questions to the board, something terrifying happened.
I mean, I understand, people are curious about that stuff. And when these people go into this paranormal stuff, it is our opinion.
No, it's imperative you do not use
Yeah,
Ouija
it is
boards.
our opinion, however, that a spirit board, Ouija board, or whatever not be used in these instances. If it's already a haunted place, there's really no use in opening up other doors or portals.
portals you don't understand, and that could actually be a threat, and you could die later.
And those stay open a lot of times, and things can continue to escape. So I would just go ahead and say not to mess with the spirit board.
Unless you have a
but-
death wish.
Yeah, I mean, unless you like the thoughts of opening up some kind of a door and letting things freely enter.
Your life and then demons
yeah,
possess you, like the
exactly.
Exorcist. So
Because those things are real. They are real. Those who believe in the supernatural and the spiritual realms and stuff know some people will do this. Some people may be versed in how to do this. But if you're not versed in it and don't know how to close things, I'd say definitely don't do that. That is not something that we would do, ever.
I'd burn your house down if you
Is
did it
there any part
around
of
me.
the entity that still resides here?
Colton's nose suddenly begins to bleed.
Dude, he really has a fucking nosebleed right now.
Close that out. Close that out.
Dude, really? Why are you spitting on the floor?
Later, while asking questions using the device known as the spirit box, balloons in the downstairs living quarters mysteriously come untied and float to the ceiling on their own.
Just go ahead and say this. I'll tell you too, when they mention the spirit box, it's not the same as the spirit board or Ouija board. We do watch a lot of paranormal stuff ourselves. My husband, her dad is like really into like watching a lot of that stuff. A spirit board is something that they use in order to hear the spirits speak or communicate.
box.
The box. We see that on what's that show Dad watched?
Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity.
We call them the clowns.
Yeah, we call them the clowns. Shout out Zach Bagans. Yeah, that is something that they use. The technology that they use a lot of times when they're also doing their paranormal
I mean, that one is a
research.
lot safer to use than a spirit board.
Yeah.
Is this a coincidence? Or did the spirit of Fatty Walsh give them what they were looking
But what if
for
there's another-
during the night while members of the team are sleeping? Colton is awoken to the sound of a phone ringing from within his room.
Why are you sleeping? Aren't you supposed to be investigating paranormal activity?
Because they were told
As he
to do
wakes up to
something
check,
like that.
Tanner and Casey are woken to a knocking sound upstairs.
What the was that? Hello?
As Colton checks the phone, strangely, there is no phone cable connected.
Yeah.
I saw that the phone was unplugged. There was no telephone cord leading to it. There was no outlet that the power
would
plug
it
was plugged
actually
into.
have phone service
And
in
then
this
this.
I
house?
don't think so if it's abandoned.
Yo, Colt. Yo, Casey.
Yeah.
Casey, look.
Oh,
What the dude?
If it's two sisters, I would chill.
Yeah, interesting.
What would you do in this situation?
Leave. They kill me going to sleep. Don't you investigate throughout the night?
While
I mean, Zach
sleeping,
Bagans and his
something
peeps
can be
do.
seen messing with one of the
I guess they're
investigators.
experiencing from like a more vulnerable state because that probably reveal itself better. But still unsafe for you.
Casey has no recollection of moving at all during the night and was shocked to see the footage.
That isn't something that I would do in my sleep on my own. It's scary. It's honestly scary when you see something like that.
What would you do if you saw a video of something pulling you from your bed?
Well, I
It'll go away in a minute anyway.
I wasn't sure if I was dreaming or not. I was a little bit disoriented. Sometimes you might hear a bang and you think, was that part of my dream or was that around me right now? And I tried to figure out where it was coming from. I didn't know.
you're in a haunted house. So I think you know you're not dreaming when you hear a door slam.
Well, did he leave the door open?
Yeah, it was
before he
open.
went to no. Did he leave it open before he went to bed? Maybe he needs to think about that. Oh, I left that door open. Why is it closed now?
Yeah, he left it open. You really gonna see anything with the flashlight? Just like always, stranger
It's a little bit
things.
warmer in here.
When we first got the email about this home, we spoke with the owner, and the owner had told us that she left with her family around Christmas time. They had so much activity going on that it was so unsettling they couldn't even be in the home.
It has
Don't
like
you think
over
you need to
1,000
get help?
phrases, I think.
Uh-huh.
What? It has like over 1,000 phrases, I think.
Uh-huh.
What?
Dude, that's f***ing literally instant f***ing heart attack.
decided this place felt like a good candidate for a blind spirit box session, and he knows how strongly I feel about doing the blind spirit box, so he went ahead and did that, and I went down in the basement asking questions on the walkie-talkie.
As he asks Colton questions through a walkie-talkie from the basement, he is interrupted by a sound from upstairs.
Is there more than one entity in this house?
But nothing could prepare them for what Casey is about to discover.
A wet footprint.
What footprints? There's a couple of them.
Wet footprints, which appear to be following him into the basement.
What's her say? Is he still in the basement? Or
Visit
what?
you.
Coming from the bathroom by the kitchen towards the basement where I was.
So somebody drowned there.
You think?
They would leave some type of
Find
trace of
us.
how they had died. So if they follow in wet footprints, that'd mean a drowning of some sort, or they died in the shower.
Black
So, that's one thing that kind of perturbs me when it comes to these paranormal shows. These families have this stuff happening in their house, but they don't go to a priest to stop it. They flee from the home that they're literally paying for every single month. And they get paranormal investigators that's just going to say, oh yeah, you have paranormal activity in your house.
Activity.
Yet you
Bye.
yourself know there's paranormal activity, and really adding these people in the house are just going to piss them off if it's anything bad.
I mean, really, if it's something...
What kind of verification do you need? Get a freaking priest.
Yeah, if it's something aggressive, I think they would know that. Sometimes spirits are just passing through. Sometimes spirits are attached to the house. Maybe they lived there before. Maybe it's the land or whatever. But you can definitely tell if something is going to be
aggressive and
aggressive.
angry.
And if it's not aggressive,
What's the problem?
yeah, let it pass through. I mean, if things are moving, I wouldn't think that's that much of an issue. But if you are worried about it, you could do, like Lexi said, you could call a priest. Or if you know someone, like a medium or something like
Help
that,
them
they
pass
can,
on the spirits.
right? They can come and help the person pass on. They can find out if they're trying to contact to
A
leave
specific
a
person.
message or something like that.
I mean, don't call paranormal investigators, look at your house, and verify exactly what you already know. It's kind of a waste of money and time, and you just help these people out.
activity. They have captured something moving items and trashing their home on security cameras. But whatever it is, it can't be seen. During the investigation, the team is interrupted several times by what sounds like people running around the house.
Sounds like,
Definitely footsteps.
kind of like sounds like kids running around.
rolling almost too.
But nothing as crazy as what you are about to see.
Show me. Orb.
I know, I hear him whispering.
No, I hear whispering too. I don't know if you
I hear-
guys do, but I hear whispering.
I hear like a child and a woman. She's saying, I want you to see. I want you to see. Please.
Objects thrown around the kitchen.
It's definitely an old house. You can tell by just the kitchen.
The decor. And even the house
Phantom
layout.
lights flashing.
I would think those are spirits, and I would think they're trying to
But
communicate.
most shocking,
No, show it again.
a figure caught in
Yeah.
the midst of it all.
Right there, exactly.
A woman claimed her home was being haunted
You know, they
by
didn't
something
mention
that was
this
leaving
person
claw
mentioned
marks
her.
all around the house.
Oh no,
She
That's
even
demonic.
gave the entity a name.
That's
She
demonic.
calls it Scratch. The team agrees to spend the night to try and contact the entity and finds a number of disturbing
That's
events.
just gonna
Believe
piss
it.
it off.
I do believe entity is probably
There's no power outlets.
sort of kind of the right verbiage.
Why don't you just get priests for this crap?
Oh, dude. Shard remains of something.
Okay, you got a flashlight. Can you not just stick it in there where I can
We're here to
see?
communicate with you. Can you light this up? Oh, that's close. Can you light this up?
Things are steam. Oh shit, kids.
Oh fuck, are you good?
Felt like something literally just slapped the EMF detector out of my hand.
Yeah, I saw it.
This is definitely not a spirit.
That's not spirit.
This definitely is something aggressive. It could be an entity. It could be demonic, especially if it's leaving scratches. Definitely.
Demons are most known for scratches.
Why? Going back to what Lexi says. Okay, obviously it's not friendly. Call a priest. Try to contact someone who can actually help the situation.
Especially when you expand the problem of waiting and waiting and waiting.
Right.
You need to get a priest
It's
to get it
not
gone.
going to go anywhere on its own.
And you already have proof.
In fact, it could be trapped there. Okay, so I would think very much so someone professional and not people who need to come in and validate what it is. Oh, I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna try to communicate with it. Oh, it's communicating already.
Yeah, it's already pissed off that you're there. So you just needed a priest.
I don't think these guys would piss it off because number one, these guys aren't even trying to get rid of it.
No, but I don't think it wants its presence known across the world. I would rather just get a priest here and you be gone.
Well, I'm definitely saying this is probably, and since they don't follow directions, I would definitely say this would not be a house for a spirit board or a Ouija board.
Or for them in general, because they're stupid.
At one point, one of their devices emits the word Scratch.
It's kind of chirping again, too. Oh, what is this room? Scratch.
Demonic.
Scratch. I literally, dude, look at my arm. I just got goosebumps.
That's just the first thing I'm getting.
When the obelisk said scratch, I felt every hair in my body stand up, like an electrifying feeling of contact with something else.
Later, when the team is settling in for bed, a large crash is heard on the roof above them.
Yeah, sleep in a house with a demon.
Hey, yo. You hear that? Yes. Yeah.
It literally sounded like a bomb went off. When I woke up, my heart was racing, and it made me feel even more uneasy to know that the
Didn't really
guys heard
sound
it
that
too.
loud to me, but I wasn't there.
It sounded almost like a wrecking ball was dropped onto the roof.
Like some demonic.
When they investigate what made the noise, pure fear rushes over the team.
Hey, wait.
Is that something up there?
Yeah, I see it.
Go back up, dude.
Yeah, you heard that, right?
Scratching can be heard, and they notice a window suddenly opens on the roof.
Go back up.
Hold on. What's up with that?
Just go look, cowards.
Hey, wait.
I see there was something up there.
Something's there. See, now it's not there.
Yeah.
And then the window is open.
Yeah. It's like there's something running around here. Dude, it was like a claw.
Hold on. What's up with that?
The scariest
Okay,
part of
so a
all,
demon could
when
go in
they
and
check
out,
the
just like a
hallway
spirit
to the
could as
window,
well, so
it appears as if the screen
not
was
trapped.
kicked in.
Unless it's just trapped on the land.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Meaning something must have been coming inside rather than going out.
How, dude? Look at that.
Oh, that's the screen for the window.
Go up and look.
Might as well. You were sleeping there.
The team investigates a hunting lodge where a horrible accident has occurred. While it seems there is not much activity to investigate going on in the lodge, everything changes as they are walking into the basement.
What is it about basement?
On our way down to the basement for the yes/no test, I would say I tripped, but it didn't feel like I tripped. I fell, and it felt like my legs, like my lower legs, got hooked, and I got my feet ripped out from under me.
Tanner claims something pulled his feet out from under him. But as he's trying to comprehend what just happened, this happens.
Honestly. Dude, you good? Dude.
There's no way.
What the fuck? Yo.
No way. No way. Do you believe that? Do you think
There
something
is
could
no way to describe the feeling of witnessing events like these.
That is
But
crazy.
at least it was all caught on film.
That's a pub.
Ooh. I'm glad that thing didn't break.
Right? Yeah, we saw it, and we saw the light above it moving too.
Like somebody just walked in.
Yeah. Maybe they think they still work there.
Maybe.
Yeah, look at the cat behind that. Now, that could possibly... No, did you see it shoot down?
If you look closely at the coffee table, you notice the remote seemed to move to the right
Yeah.
on its own. Following that, you see the TV turn on. If you pay closer attention to the TV, you'll notice a shadow moving from right to left,
Yes, I do see that.
with no people or objects present to cast that shadow. This event seems very peculiar.
But I only saw it move.
Let's
one
take a closer
time.
look at this and analyze some of this activity. Here it can be seen the shadow passing from the left to the right.
Okay, now I can see it going to the
The
right.
reflection in the TV shows you the placement of the couch and the table. Notice that the shadow being cast appears to be walking between the table and the couch. At this
That's a
point,
really
you see the
weird
remote
room.
gently slide to the right. The TV then turns on, eliminating the possibility of this being a pre-recorded video.
Living room, little sitting room.
Some strange rolling white static seems to be playing on the TV during the duration of this clip. And finally, we see the same shadow move from right to left, walking the same path between the table and the couch that we saw earlier. Investigations. In this video, it appears as if a middle-aged woman is out during the evening watering her
the
plants. If you look in the bottom left of the screen, you see a strange figure appear. This figure standing there, motionless, seems to be the shadow from someone who is possibly standing out of frame. But what we're about to witness as she walks along the flower bed while watering her plants seems to lend itself to maybe another explanation for the phenomenon we're experiencing.
Would you watering your plants?
The shadow,
night.
attached to no other objects or people, seems to follow her. The figure appears to be at least semi-transparent. Notice the gravel that you can see through the base of the figure. As she turns around, she faces her flashlight directly at the figure. Notice how the dark figure doesn't disappear when in direct light, nor does the outline of the figure distort when the flashlight is shined upon it.
Weird.
What we see next is the figure begin to follow her.
Well, you
staying
notice
far
the
enough
time
behind as if it
the
doesn't
dog
want to
this
be
is
noticed.
going on.
During the
moving
witching
completely
hour.
During the
independently.
witching hour. And she's out freaking side
Why
watering
in the
her
world are
plants.
you watering your plants at night?
To witness on this video can only be described as an assault. A violent, aggressive act committed against these two gentlemen by what appears to be some poltergeist-like entity. If we slow it down, you can see the first point of contact. As the gentleman in front reaches the top step of the descending staircase, he's met with an onslaught of violent blows, being delivered by an attacker he cannot defend himself against. He's immediately taken down and mounted by this entity. He then endures a very brief but very aggressive session
so
of some
that is
paranormal
his
ground and pound.
shadow, I guess.
He and the other gentleman finally find their feet and sprint away in sheer terror, just as the entity seems to disappear into thin air.
Or is that the entity?
Oh, it is.
It is. Okay, it is. It's right there. Obviously, something violent may have taken place wherever this is.
Very violent.
Maybe a murder.
He then gets himself ready for bed, jumps into his sleeping bag, and falls asleep. Hours after
nerves
he's
of
fallen asleep,
steel.
the static cameras begin to capture some very interesting activity.
Nerves of steel. Alright, that's moving on the table or whatever. Yeah, cup, I guess.
Watch the motion of the cup.
Yeah, it's
It
cup.
rolls around on the table in a controlled fashion as if someone has an open palm on it, guiding it back and forth. Moments later, the static camera on the opposite side of this wall captures footage of a dining chair sliding across the carpet effortlessly on its own. Then something begins to interfere with the audio of the camera. The wardrobe door then swings open. Having experienced this personally before, I know how disorienting it is. To wake up and subconsciously notice subtle changes in the room around you. Try and put yourself in his shoes and imagine how he's feeling when he wakes up, turns on his flashlight, and reviews the footage.
Aye.
Found this little basement. Freaking weird.
Oh, holy
I'm
ma-
working in the basement of this really old house, and I was hearing footsteps, like a little child running around. And I'm the only one here. That's creepy. So I thought I'd come up here and check it out real quick.
At least you're not scared.
Nope,
yeah.
nope, 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 nope.
Happens every night, man. Every single night. Tired of this. It's like
Is weird. Oh my gosh. I would be pissed.
Oh, that's an aggressive one.
So if
Interesting.
anybody wants to argue that there's no such thing as spirits, why do you have hauntings? Why do you have poltergeists? Why do you have things like that?
Why do you have all these true stories and movies that have happened before with paranormal investigators?
Right. That's why you have paranormal investigators, because there are spirits. There are angry spirits. There are regular spirits.
And
There are
things.
demons. There are
Poltergeists.
entities. There are poltergeists.
Shadow
there are
figures.
shadow figures. There are attachments. There are all kinds of things that can be caught on camera. So if you are a person who does not believe in this kind of stuff,
You really need to at least be more open-minded.
yeah, it doesn't mean, you are being foolish, or that you are evil, or that we're evil because we believe in things like that. It's just this stuff is fascinating, and not to mention we have had a paranormal activity happen a good bit in our life as well, so we're not freaked out by
We
it.
can definitely have a conversation episode where we can probably talk about that, because there's been
Yeah.
several instances. But I will say it seems like people who don't believe in this kind of thing are usually first targets for anything that is evil.
Exactly.
So that's why I want you to be a little more open-minded about it, because my friends that weren't believing of it were definitely victims, and they told me about it. And I said, you're gonna have to at least acknowledge it, but you're gonna have to get somebody, or like just somebody in general that's a professional, to help you get rid of whatever this is, because whatever is causing your fear is definitely not something that's friendly, that wants to make friends.
No, it's letting you know, yeah, I am here, I am real, regardless. And yeah, those are
And you wouldn't
typically
want it to reach to the point where you're possessed by it, that you can't control it.
right, which can happen and doesn't always happen if you have paranormal activity. However, this is true things. Not I'm saying that what we saw is true or not true. I do like to see things like that, and we do like to sort of kind of say, okay, is that real? Could that be a setup? Could it be a trick? You know, and you do that in real life. If you see something or hear something, you can't explain it, you're going to try to say, okay, could it have been this? Could it have been this? Could it have been this? Exactly. Before you actually deduce that something spiritual is going on.
But I can tell you, if you want certain types of protection during times, if you're one of these as believers of it, I will say you need at least some holy water, some rosaries, even some Bibles, or whatever religion you believe in that's protective. And please, definitely have this on you when you're going through a really bad emotional time, because bad things definitely attach to people who are emotionally weak and vulnerable.
Exactly.
They're going through family issues, they're going through a death or a passing, or there's something that's happened in your life and you're emotionally wrecked. They're going to go for you first.
Yeah, it weakens your, I guess, your ability to possibly fight things off.
And self-will.
So, anyways, this is something that we talk about quite frequently, just considering sort of kind of the things that happen in our life, and maybe that'll be something we'll get into later. But we are sticking with the Halloween season, and we thought it would be really interesting to do reactions to paranormal things, haunting, stuff like that.
We'll definitely do a Let's Chat before.
We'll do a chat at some time regarding, you know,
Halloween season.
Yeah, things like that. But for now, thank you for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you can, and subscribe, that way you'll know when our new videos come out. So peace.